Hey everyone, and welcome. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me as my hype and love and holy crap, what just happened obviously yesterday with Endwalker being announced. So in this case, we posted some videos, we've given some thoughts, hopefully shared some information with you guys. And oh, thanks to Maddox for the Twitch Prime sub, even though we're not live on Twitch right now. We've got just going to be hanging out, talking, answering y'all's questions today for Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, what you guys are thinking, what you're hopeful for. I think this is a good opportunity for me to also try to get some things knocked off my 14 list as best as possible, getting these things done. What's going on, MPC 12? Hello to you. Sorry, that that went awkward. All right, let's go ahead and start diving in. If anybody is wanting and interesting to join, the coolest thing, the fact we're gonna have cross data center not matchmaking, but cross data center finally starting to become a thing. I think that's gonna help this community grow and thrive. All the wonderful ways about it. Cross DC hype, and I love it with the Windows logo. Yes. Oh man, I just in here. I was like, no longer like it's just gonna be like, hey, yeah, we're on Aether, we're on Sagatanis. Like, all right, I'll just be right over, you know. Any hopes for the melee DPS? All right, so I would love it to be a Necro. Like, I love a Scythe. I think that there is a glamourable Scythe in this game, so I would love to see something along those lines. Oh gosh, give me like a massive hammer. Give me some like a berserker. I think a berserker would be cool. Templar would be cool. Something in which that you're up close, obviously up close and personal. But give me like a, like we got samurai with swords, spears, dragoon. Man, like since it's it says melee. I think that's what they've confirmed as a part of the announcement. Like my hope would be like whip or beastmaster or something of that nature, but. Man, I don't know. Like, he kept wearing the skull t-shirts and stuff. So, how you guys feel? Judge would actually be another fantastic option, Michael. I wonder how it would play out. I wonder what they would like. Judge would feel real appropriate with the Garlean, kind of mindset. That kind of like, hey, and now because we've done this, you can become a judge and have different skills like that. That would be cool. I'd be kind of curious as to see if what that t-shirt then hinted for or something of that nature. MPC 12 says hoping for Necromancer, but it seems unlikely since it won't make sense to being a melee. Like, it's like if you're using your scythe, like if it's kind of like a necro pet caster melee job, like I still think it could work, MPC. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and bet the farm on it, but. Because right now, like, we have pets as a part of the range mindset. It'd be neat to have, like, a, kind of a pet class that's a part of the, that close and personal mindset. I don't know. I'd be crazy. Let's see here. Let's turn that in. I think that's part of my weekly. Yeah, I mean, Yoshi is not a fan of pet classes. So that's where it's like, that's why if it was a Necro, like, I'd be unbelievably even more surprised, right? Because it's like, okay, wait, like, you want pets even after you've pretty much made pets worthless? Let me take a look here. Alliance Raid needing a DPS. Let me go Red Mage. Rod Maj. Let me get some of this action on. I haven't played Red Mage in a while, so just bear with me. Yeah, the Animal Crossing crossover confirmed. I think that's going to be really cool. My wife saw that, Dawn, and she's like, oh, I might come back and play 14 now. And I was like, that's cool. Like, if that's what was doing it, Because then I asked her if she was going to, like, hey, you thinking about it also, it's all long, man. Red Mage's long cast. Where is I don't like that. Let's see here. Where is my? Yeah, you can see I have not played this job in a while. I'm on 1, right? Yep. Did I have it to where that's the casting? Oh, that's impact. Okay. Where's my Jolt? Oh, there's Jolt. Okay, I was like, where is Jolt? That's better. Yeah, because I shouldn't ever be insta-casting Jolt. That's starting to feel better. Nope. How do you get your white and black bar horizontal like that? Oh, yeah, it's, 1 second. Yeah. There's my band. So HUD layout, settings, and then you say switch to simple gauge mode. So if it's in this gauge mode, you see it like that. And if it's in simple, you get it like that. Hopefully that helps. You got it, James, anytime. Let me know if you got any other questions. Let's see here. Alright, let's try. Yeah. Got a little work to do. That's my hope, Cyber. I'm using that hope to get me into that and take advantage of my roulette. Oh, okay. Or Void Arc. It'd be nice over here, like on YouTube, if we could do like predictions and things like that. We can do on Twitch. Void Arc. Close, but not quite. Arg. What's up, Michael? Works expansion coming, getting less for the Love and for the Love Hydaelyn 3 expansions, and they still can't get Astrologian. I wouldn't worry about it, Michael. I don't know if you're still playing, but it is what it is, you know. I'm happy we're getting Sage. Sage looks really cool. I'm very excited for that as a job. Yeah, and that weapon in and of itself looks awesome. I would still kill and give, you know, not my right arm, but if I had endless money, billions of dollars, be like, bring in sub jobs or bring in the keep the lost sector, like lost actions, as a part of the game. I don't know. Womp, 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 womp. Exactly. Like, cross data center is going to be a huge boon to the game, to the community. I'm really excited to see how this PvP shakes out. You guys haven't seen, they're like, yeah, it's kind of a burden on healers. No joke, you know? It's like, let's go. Nope. Nope, that's me sucking, because getting that debuff sure is going to be fun. Got to get some white magic stuff going in. Relearning the old red mage. Stupid paralyze. I'm hopeful that, like, with 6.0, like, we can really get, like, it's going to be interesting how it, quote unquote, finishes off the story. Thanks, Michael. Alright, let's see here. Got them down. It probably doesn't know what it... Oh, I'm going to go do this. Yeah, dash. Yeah, it looks very mechanical with its weapon, but also then it has that magical Aether element. And at least we're also back on the source. You know, I know you're like, first world problems, not my problem. I didn't mean to do that. All right. Yes, Greg, let's get that glamour t-shirt in game. Please look forward to it. What's going on, Estarta? I wonder if Fandaniel is a Void Mage, since he was seen in the trailer in the Void Arc looking features on the wall. Very true. Also, if you look at some of the design of the dungeons it kind of showed from the images, it's like that has a very Void Arcian kind of esque feel. What alliance am I actually in? B? Okay, yeah, either way. Nuts. Nope. Ah. Keep doing that. Need to get better. Need to get good. Much better, much better. The blubs and the flubs, that's what I'm good at. That's why I'm here. Gun, like, a hammer would be great. Some kind of berserker could be great. Templar, judge. You know, like, I would still, like, obviously with Yoshi P's, like, blatant, like, non-interest in head jobs. Necromancer, I think, has always felt a little bit out there, but honestly, like, having an up-close and personal scythe-wielding melee semi-pet kind of, you know, melee job might be kind of cool. Yeah, like, Nero's got, like, a gun hammer. Gun hammer, gun hammer, gun hammer. Nope. I gotta get better at that. Alright. This has got magic up. Alright. Oh yeah, he's gonna do his thing. Oh, you wish the new healer was a necromancer? That would have been interesting. That would have been so interesting, right? Like, how is it? Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm ecstatic the healer's sage. Like, that sounds awesome. We've heard them in the lore before. Like, I love how like we got misdirected with the chemist. So well played team. Yeah, I saw somebody like on Twitter be like retweeting somebody on the forums like, oh yeah. Content creators sure missed this prediction. Yeah, I think everybody did. Who's out there saying, you know? Well, and that's the thing though. Like, I continue to have rallied against the geomancer mindset, and I still stand by that. Like, you know, as everybody keeps telling me geomancer's on its way, it's like I don't see it. Oh, Michael, 100%. Like, I would have preferred, like, you know, in an alternate timeline, that if we had more jobs baked off of the classes. Like in 1.0, the class. So for those who didn't play 1.0, your class ended up being like your solo kind of play, and then the job was so party focused. Like I tried to, you could go out as a thaumaturge and you could solo because you have cross class skills, so you could take heal and a couple other things, made you way more survivable. And then if you went black mage, it was harder because black mage, like, you sacrifice things, you sacrifice cross-class skills, but you were way more focused in terms of party mechanics and things like that. So then when 2.0 came about, we ended up kind of losing out on a little bit of that, but it's okay. You know, I would, you know, at the end of the day, I find enjoyment in playing the game, and when I don't enjoy playing the game, I play other games. And I thank God I don't do this as my career, because otherwise I think that would be stressful. It's very relieving and enjoyable to kick back, hang out with you guys, play games. That's my goal. Keep it that way. I feel if they would Keepy says, I feel like if they do a world remake in 7.0, classes will be gone. Yes, Keepy. I honestly, at this point, from a memory perspective, so for y'all, or if y'all weren't hanging out with us live last night, like, hey, by the way, we're removing belts. And I'm like sitting here going, yeah, so you can get some more armory chest space back without having to, like, rewrite the system, you know, trying to, like, look at how you manage the memory. And yeah, that's exactly what they did. 15 new slots for weapons, 15 new slots for rings. That's going to be fantastic. And then alongside those weapons and ring slots, holding on to 5, most likely for future job stones or something like that. But you know what would actually save space is if you don't need job stones. You don't need no pesky job stones. Nope. Keep those. I do not want to adjust. Oh. Love that quick cast. Love it. Alright, he's done. Nope, nope. There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Haha, tech on it. Keep quick casting that. Reaper melee. Yeah, like you get that freaking like scythe. You know? You get a little bit of range, kind of like a dragoon. I mean, right now it's the time to play, right? Mentally, like, what would y'all want to see? Like, I think the ideas that I have, that I feel are the most connected might be Judge, but I don't know how that connects to the T-shirts that he's showing off. What's up, King? How you doing, dude? See, exactly, Sagnus. Like, where it's like, where you, let's say if it was Reaper, you know, in that regards, you're more melee focused with the touch of magic, with the touch, just, you know, a little taste of it. I should stop sucking. This is more of a mental game than anything else. Nope. Well, and his first one was like no comment with the muzzle on it, you know, so I'm just kind of curious as to what that could be. Oh, what? Ah, yes. Phase changes. My bane. I'm B, so I'm gonna go after this guy. Ah, Brian, come on. I gotta stop quick casting that jolt. Just feels so good that we're quick at jolt for some reason. Come on. Oh. Saying that I gotta cancel that cast. That's exactly. Need us. Man, I wish there was a way visually I could see if I had a quick cast up. Outside of that the buff. Because that buff isn't necessarily visually popping. No. Just like a little like, hey, outline my border in red. Sorry guys, I'll catch up on chat here in a second. Oh, got a turn. What's up, Tyler? What's happening? Anyone else here excited for 16? Hells to the yes, dude. Can't wait to see what the team brings. There we go. Let's quick cast Jolt, Brian. Let's only put myself as the number 2 DPS in the room. Go ahead and just move that over here. There it is. Feeling lucky, almost complete. Dun, 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 dun. GG. Can't see it because I'm in the wrong chat group. Alright, let's see here. 17's gonna be EverQuest 3. Oh my goodness. Put my map over here. Save that. There's probably I could probably come up with a custom layout. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right, let's see here. I need to do and farm. Let's go to the party finder. See if anybody is crushing those alliance raids. Okay. There we go. Let's get some relic farming. We're going to Charlene. It looks more like we're going to Garlemald, and we're going to Thavnarian. Honestly, it looks like we're going everywhere, except for the New World and Maricidia. Alright, sup. Sup. We're going to the moon, Mega Man. To the moon! Moon's haunted. Let's go. Oh, man. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Like, there better be a Red Mage in 16. Cybers Oscillate says. Calling it now. Sony, Daybreak, Darkpaw games will merge with Square Enix. You know, that'd be really cool. I'd love to see, like, they showed off, like, remember, like, it was like, man, how long ago? 5 years ago? EverQuest Next? And then that essentially kind of fell through, which is a bummer, because I was like, oh, that actually looks like that could be pretty kick-ass. Maybe that's why we haven't seen 14 on Xbox. Sony's like, well, we don't really have Daybreak anymore. They're multi-plat. Let's lock down some MMO goodness. I don't know. Sony and Square Enix have been cuddling up together ever since Microsoft brought Final Fantasy to Game Pass. Yeah, that actually makes sense. That the twins' dad is a sage. Follow in your father's footsteps, Safana. Should have comes blue. I didn't realize we were going to be sank. It's a long ass cast time. But anything else that's AoE? No? Alright. Yes, actually Final Fantasy IV was the first Final Fantasy game that I loved. And so originally growing up, I played, like my friend's brother had Final Fantasy I, and he's like, you gotta play it. And so I played it and I hated it. I was like, this is awful. I ended up getting Dragon Warrior, aka Dragon Quest, as a part of a Nintendo promotion. So Nintendo had a promotion, subscribe to Nintendo Power, we'll send you Dragon Warrior. So we did, and I got it, and I love Dragon Warrior. And so playing, and then going from Dragon Warrior to Final Fantasy, I was just like, gosh, like, I think Dragon Warrior is just so much better. And it was. And so anyway, then Final Fantasy aka 2 comes out, and my friend and I go rent it from like our local video rental store, and it was incredible. Like I played that. I mean, I just played the living crap out of that game, and I like got like all the weapons. Man, I can't even like. The story was so impactful too with Gold Bez. I'm not going to sit here and spoil it for anybody who has not played. But at the end of the day, like I was really just blown away by the game, and it was truly something that made me fall in love with the franchise. And so the fact that we're going to the moon, the fact that we got the lunar whale, I'm hoping that we can we could get a lot more of that information. Like, I really hope that they kind of lean into that theme. We're obviously seeing it with minions and more, so I think it's going to be pretty exciting to see what happens. No, it actually wasn't a blockbuster. That we did eventually, like, it was a small town, man, so I remember when we got a blockbuster, like, that was pretty legit. We felt like we were, like, you know, our town was coming up in the world, but it was just, you know, just like I was on the corner of the you know, our main streets. We'd walk down to it. There was an Easy Shop or something like that. It was basically a gas station where you can also get, like, I'd go get some beef jerky and would rent out a game. So, I rented, yeah, that's where we rented Final Fantasy IV. Then eventually I actually got it. I think I actually still have the copy of it. I think I still have my copy of Final Fantasy II on, and I still have my copy of Final Fantasy III. So it's like, truly just like such an amazing experience. So yeah, like Final Fantasy, that was my real love entry point into the series. See, I wish there was a way I could just have Jolt use if it needed to be used. I wish we had more intelligent macros. That's why I do have a hope for battle system changes in terms of, like, yeah, let's just, you know, make some of these actions a little bit, either like set the macro system up. Yeah. Give me an if then statement. Like, if I can instacast, don't cast Jolt. We actually still visit, or we used to visit the local library before the whole pandemic COVID to go rent videos and stuff like that for the kids. So, like, my kids, we'll go check out books and movies and stuff like that at the library, or we used to before COVID. Now we just kind of just do it online, and at some point we hope to bring back the whole, like, checking out the video. I don't know, it's just kind of a fun experience. If that makes sense. Got clipped by that. I was greedy. There we go. Final Fantasy III, aka 6, was essentially it's still to this day the game that I think competes with Final Fantasy Tactics. So, like, if you're gonna sit here and kind of like look at both games and see what butts heads against each other for first place, depending on the mood I'm in, it's between 6 and Tactics. Obviously, two different styles of gameplay, you know, and the characterization. Like, I have just a lot of good memories of 3. A lot of good memories of Tactics. And both of those games, like, where the heck are they? Like, Square Enix, why have we not seen that remastered? Why have we not seen, like, the version they did of 6 it's atrocious in terms of its, like, visuals for the phone. I get people with the phone, but, and same thing with Tactics, like, why I can fire up BlueStacks, play Tactics, right? But, like, where is it? It's a beloved game. The divide is too great. Well, and that's what really frustrated me about 15. When you step into the World of Ruin in 15, I was like, holy crap. Like, is this the second chapter of the game? You got to go get the band back together, But it didn't really kind of play out that way. They kind of were like, okay, we ran out of time. We gotta, you know, it's like, but like 15, like the World of Ruin, I was like, this is awesome. This is awesome. And while there's definitely some strengths that 15 brings, that was one of those callbacks that I just felt was just like spot on until it was like, oh, okay, yeah, you're at the boss. You've been gone for 10 years. Where's your bros? Where's your bros? Ah, stop going black magic. Yeah, like so you had Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, Chrono Break, and they never ended up doing Break, and Chrono Trigger was just phenomenal. I had to keep running that one. That's actually when we had a Blockbuster video in our town, and I had to keep running that one out and out, and we were like trying to make sure we always got the same copy. Chrono Trigger continues to be another Eden. I think if they got the team together and the team wanted to do that, that'd be really cool to see ultimately. Yeah, return to Rabanastar, Ivalice, the Ivalician raid. I really appreciated that that whole story in line. Thought it was really exciting. Yeah, EU seems to get shafted with RPGs. I'm excited. I think we got a couple really good ones coming down the pipe. Tales of Arise is coming out, it looks like, this year. I wonder if Blue Protocol is going to make it. New World, like, I'm really excited about that. I really enjoyed the preview event. I hope that we can see that, them kind of get that game ready to rock and roll. Come on. Stop it jumping. They refuse to live on in Europe. Some of these, like, sometimes I'm just like, what is going on with these? Like, is there some kind of crazy law that, you know, it's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense that you can't do that here because X. But sometimes it just feels so obscure. Yeah, PSO2 New Genesis is set for this year. In fact, if Japan gets the updated beta client here this week, next week, something like that. It looks rock freaking solid, Kippy. I'm excited. It'll be fun for me to jump back in into PSO2 when that happens. There it is, Lonesome Memory. Don't need any of that. Don't want any of that. Don't you dare. Hey, Chili, what did you think of the event yesterday, dude? Dude, Sage looks freaking incredible. Let me go Blue Mage. Boom, boom. How many of those lonesomes do I have? Tortured, sorrowful, harrowing. Either way, it says I'm getting it. What, I got 4 stacks of this? Dun, 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 dun. Your Blue Mage struggles to get to level 2, and you're just like, I'm not touching it. So are you feeling like Judge or Reaper or like, yeah, and then I love the theme also from Shadowbringers of the Dark Knight and Endwalker of the Paladin, namely because just that whole like Final Fantasy IV, tie-in. Cecil going from a Dark Knight to Paladin, like that was something like when I look back, like when you experience something for the first time, characters dying, and then like the party also kind of being weaved in, and ultimately like, oh yeah, you meet these characters and they might be there for a while, and the betrayal of Cain, and like Rydia, I was anyway butchering her name probably, her evolution from like this little girl into like this powerful summoner, really cool. And then yeah, so there's just those moments. And do I even have freeze? It seems like that's pretty cool skill. Don't know. Haven't touched blue in a while, everybody. I'm pretty sure that he's not even playing it. Well, it's interesting because typically I think the expanded job, like the one that whatever's on the box, ends up like, oh yeah, it's the Paladin expansion, and it's like not the best. Like the best job, the one that I think definitely is usually well balanced, is Black Mage, and we'll never get. We don't think that we're getting that on a cover box anytime soon. Song of Torment, Off Guard, Glower, Water Cannon, Bristle, Sharpened Knife, Sharpened Knife. That was only 32. I see a Glower, Whistle, Toad Oil, Sticky Tongue, Mind Blast, Ice Spikes, Whistle, the Dragon's Voice, Song of Torment, yeah, Sharpened Knife, baby. We get a follower? Hey, what's going on, Vulcan? Thanks for the Twitch follow, even though right now I'm just on the YouTubes. Hopefully they'll accept our next thing, so then I can stream on the Twitch. The reason I'm not on Twitch is because it probably would tank our numbers. And like, hey Chris, I know you're working hard, Maddie, but I just had to stream for 30 minutes before Julie needed me. It's like, you're welcome. Oh yeah, the entire visual aesthetics, the color, also the Heidelin with that blue, kind of that outline, surrounding the moon. Oh man. So Chili says, okay, my theory based on nothing in the story is that I'm expecting the Warrior Light to use the full power of Heidelin, and Xenos is going to become the Heart of Zodiark. How interesting, yeah. That'd be nice. Like, I just want him to have some kind of conclusion, if that makes any kind of sense. It's like, it's kind of played out in my opinion. It's like, let's go. Bomb Toss. dragon voice. Flamethrower. There we go. Yeah, wind on the moon. Like, maybe the moon's not the moon. You know? Like, maybe, like, it's all, like, turns out a lie. We haven't needed it for the tide whatsoever. Hey, thanks, guys, for the 20 likes on the stream. I really appreciate that. Thank y'all so freaking much. I wish the YouTube would like let me know. It's like, hey, so and so has liked the stream. Like, they do it on Facebook, and I'm not on Facebook right now, but it's like, I don't know. I always wonder about YouTubes. Song of Torment. Honestly, it's really kind of fun playing a blue mage. Not gonna lie, not gonna lie. It's pretty good. This is pretty epic. The moon isn't really useful in this world. Oh my gosh, we're gonna you threw Dalman on us? Okay, we're gonna throw the straight up moon on you. Moon for moon. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's sometimes like if you're not playing 14 right now, like it's like, yeah, you know, nothing wrong with taking a break. Nothing wrong with it. Do some of that action. Do some of this action. Do some of this action. Oh man, we die. I don't know if they can rest. See what happens. One blue mage is still alive. So with Pandemonium, I'm curious to see what kind of time frame that kind of takes place in, because obviously the story continues beyond the 6.0 patch in which we get the raid, but 6.0 is also ending the Zodiac Hydaelyn story arc, right? Well, the Red Mage Glam that they were showing off seems pretty nice. Seems well enjoyed. You're really hoping for some melee actions for Red Mage? There's Curtain Call. There you go. More Tomes of Poetics. How many do I got? Oh, good. I can actually finish off and get the last warrior relic. Ninja has always felt like the opposite of Red Mage to you? What would you like to see it as, Pico? If it's not related to kind of a Reaper or Necromancer? I mean, he was leaning into that, like, it wasn't just one shirt, it was multiple shirts. The second one was a Reaper on it. Oh, excuse me, there's a yawn through that sentence. And we were up pretty late. I know, I was like, I was fading last night if y'all were, anybody was here from the stream. Where is my, oh, here's my White Wind. There we go. Blue Mage adjust. Played Guild Wars Nightfall? I've played Guild Wars 2. What's Guild Wars Nightfall? Sage was the last healer you would have expected. I think he did a really good job at misdirecting us with like Chemist and Alchemist and things like that. But yeah, I'm happy that we're seeing Sage. Was the third part of Guild Wars 1? No, I didn't play that. Sage definitely does look like that, and then obviously you got the barrier aspect to it, the job. Like, that's gonna be fascinating. Let's see here. Gundam healer. I think also what I'm excited about for it because the aspect of it as we have a couple different healers now, and like right now, like they were like, okay, yeah, like you can take any of them. It's like everybody kind of just defaulted somewhat to white mage. Like it's like I wasn't playing scholar anymore, you know, and that's unfortunately. Oh, it's a crystal. It's a crystal thing. Moments of Memory of the Dying. There we go. Oh, man. How many of those do I need? 15? Okay. It was a Children Bodum shirt. I think it was more to do with the Reaper than again the band that was related to it. But yeah, don't know. Yeah, Scythe, Undead, both, neither. Yeah. No, I would love it. I think if you had a melee up close and personal Scythe wielding class, that would be really cool to see. Yeah, Pico. I would love to see it as a Scythe. I think that is essentially melee, and like people said, like maybe a little bit of melee, like a lot of melee, a little bit of magic, you know. I don't know. Like, I look at it and say, that'd be really fun. I think it'd be fun to see a Scythe in this game. Twist. New class is a Harvester, which is Botany for its gear. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I love that. I would think that'd be amazing. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. As much as hopefully you guys are enjoying, watch Brian run Crystal Tower for reasons. Actually, let me go get those other items. Get my axe finished off and have all the relics for all the jobs until 6.0 drops. So what date are you guys thinking for the expansion? Are we thinking October? We thinking September? Like September technically is the start of fall. September, October, November, and then hopefully it's not fall. December. I don't want you. I don't want your weekly quest. Yeah, hopefully everybody's able, like, fine with the fact they're not getting the additional races, the additional genders for the jobs, for the game itself. So I think I just need to. Sweet. All right. Right before Thanksgiving for that holiday Monday. Yeah, see, if I want that too. I can't. I have a cowboy hat that I want to wear. It's like I cannot put it on. I cannot put it on. I'd be fine with that. I'd be absolutely fine with that. Alright, Johnny says, can I ask a favor, chat? I'm considering going from WoW to Final Fantasy. Yeah, Johnny, if you got any questions or there's anything I can help, let me know. How can you not love those paws? Those manticles. Johnny, I would first and foremost say that if you're considering it, start with a free trial. Like, give that a shot. It literally, you can play both the first full game and the expansion. And typically ARR is kind of regarded as a slower start, less voice cutscenes, but it definitely picks up in pace and speed. So Endgame is pretty simple. I can't explain it to you in WoW terms because that would be Chris. He's the other guy I do this channel with. But basically, you get a raid. And you have also these tombstones. I'll transition to this next zone here real quick. So, like, whether it's a positive or a negative, you can kind of say 2 tomes in a raid. So, you have the older tombstones for everything prior to the current expansion that are poetics. And then you essentially have a uncapped tombstone that you can farm as much as you want that will buy a certain level of gear. And then you have the current tombstone. So, this is kind of like you can see, this is a weekly cap. And I've got 216 out of 450, and it resets every Tuesday. Then you can also get gear from the raid scene, in which that you have an 8-man system in place. Now, we just have a new raid that just kind of launched, which is a 24-man and a 48-man, which is seemingly offering a lot of challenge in and of itself. But, yeah, like, the raid scene is also about getting with people and that are like-minded and committed overall to improving and things like that. I would say if you're interested in raiding, you will be required to parse, but if you're coming over from WoW, that should not be a system shocker. And when you say required to parse, the game does not have add-ons. You have to break terms of service, which I am doing as I continue to parse my own numbers. They just announced new PvP stuff, and so no role restrictions. It looks like everybody's going to have a self-heal. Like, But what Chris and I have been advocating for, it sounds like that's exactly what they're doing, and I just covered that on Ginger Gaming Radio because I think that in and of itself is super thrilling to see, because as much as like it's kind of fun to like, oh, I'm playing a certain role, I want to play as a healer in PvP. They need people PvPing first and foremost. If we had an active PvP environment, that might be something to use, but you have to go and use Discord to find people who are interested in doing that kind of PvP. But the new PvP system, the role removal of restrictions, who knows what this new mode is, and they even say it could technically replace Feast if it's successful, which is Feast is the kind of current 4v4. I'm all for it. Like, just give me the ability to play PvP in this game, and let's go. You know, and that's what we've actually done from custom games, because you can do your own custom games of PvP. And we just basically said, nobody can come as a healer, and that's it. And then it's like, oh man, look how incredibly fast this is. How much fun this is. So PvP and what WoW does is they actually will just say, they'll balance healers. So they'll say, oh, if we have 2 healers queued, each team has a healer, a single healer. Otherwise, no teams have a healer. But if there's more than one healer, so it's like every team has at least one of the other thing. Problem with 14 is it's 4-on-4 for the most part. You're like, the numbers show the team that is most likely going to win 99% of the time is the team that has the better healer. So it's one role that basically says like who the winner is and the loser is. And you also don't have a lot of kills going out. So you have, it's like watching a soccer match, and I love soccer, right? But it's like, hey, you know, you got 2 knockouts, and like, sometimes there are bigger games in that regards. You can kind of get some momentum going, but just like with soccer, most likely it's going to be a slow moving storm, and then somebody wins after you run out of time, unless you completely sweep the other team. So all that being said is like, I think you should go the opposite. Make it like lots of kills, lots of people get knocked out, all kinds of things going on. I think that would be exciting. But what do I know? So Johnny says, my main issue with WoW PvP is who the favor of the patch is the OP DPS wise. Yeah, that's where I don't know if 14 has that problem, because I don't think people are really PvPing, and to a degree that it's like. But then again, like when I queue up for PvP and it says 30 minutes, I just say no, I don't, and then I don't care to go and learn anything about it. So like you gotta establish a foundation. You gotta give like a hungry community, and it's small. Like don't get me wrong. It's not like sitting here you're gonna be like, oh yeah, 14's community, active, massive, PvP community. No, but the way you build that is you get people playing it. I don't think we need a faster time to kill. I think the time to kill is actually really fast, and that's where it gets mitigated by the healer. I think essentially, if like you could basically keep the game the same way, give every class like a heal ability, turn the healer themselves as a class into kind of a DPS, because a green DPS, like when I play healer, like they have maybe a heal, like you don't have to, like it doesn't have to be massively different, but yeah, it could be. I don't know. I'm excited to go hands-on. I'm happy that at a keynote they actually put PvP up on the slide. Would I like something more? Yeah, but they need baby steps. Baby steps. See, I have 2 King. I've enjoyed playing PvP in this game, but it's the downtime, it's the waiting that is literally like that. It's like you're in a vacuum, sucks all the fun out of it. And so, like there's and then the fact is that there's other games that just handle it, do it better, and it comes down to the role restriction. The other case that we were always like saying that we'd like to see is just make it to where you tell me what role is needed. Hey, if you queue now as a healer, as a DPS ranged, but they made the role restrictions so strict. So it's like you could only have 1 ranged, and then you had to have 1 melee and 1 tank. It's like, Just treat everybody normal. Just make it about fun, chaos, cool looking moves. You get tactics and strategy. Use the environment. You know, like, get some modes in there. Get some capture the flag. Get some, you know, like, just go have fun. Darkness. I honestly would hope that we will get to that. The fact that we're doing cross data center in the future has me... Oh, man, I'm freaking silenced. Has me hopeful, Johnny, but... I don't know. I think that's where you have to look at a game design differently from the start, and 14 follows a lot of what a lot of the WoW you know, model. So it's like you might feel right at home, and at the same time, if you know, you might be like, all right, I enjoy WoW more for this reason or that reason. But I think 14 will get there. But I mean, it's it's a process. Yeah, exactly. JP Market Board sale. Come buy our cheap products. Okay, making that money, doing that migration. Right. I mean, like Chris was even thinking like he wants to go live with his sister and brother-in-law like in Romania for a couple of months next year, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll get a EU character created, but it's now he might not have to. He could just literally just like, all right, I'm gonna world visit over there and play on the EU side. I think that would be pretty spectacular. Yeah, that's pretty much the main thing for that style community. You won't find me doing that because the gear expires so quickly. I'm not trying to be negative on it. It's just content that I'm like, all right, do you raid? Not really. There's no reason. You don't like the gear doesn't really mean anything. I don't really stress about it, but I'm also I got a lot of kids and I spend more time with my families. For me, it works out real well. That's why I would love to see kind of a return to the focus of what I call mid-core. You know, like more different systems, more like leveling and different ways to challenge my gameplay that isn't, you know, Savage, which is hardest. Savage and Ultimates being the hardest content. So you're going to experience what's called a gear treadmill, just like with WoW. So with every even number patch, the gear score goes up. So your gear, you chase the new gear score. As a longtime player, I don't really care about any of that gear treadmill until the 0.4 patch, because that's the patch that has the gear that lasts by the longest amount of time, especially when you factor in, you know, like the expansion and going into leveling content. So, like, yeah, it is the pattern. Maybe they'll change the pattern up a bit, and maybe I'll be like, all right. But yeah, it's a gear. 14 has a gear treadmill. So, like, for you, like, and really what I usually tell a lot of people, and it gets me in trouble within the community from time to time, I would treat Final Fantasy XIV, like, if you play it, like if you're playing an RPG MMO rather than an MMORPG. Like, treat it like a single-player or, you know, a semi-single-player, like, story-driven experience. Play through it, see if you like the world, see if you like the story, and then if you do, then maybe stick around for the end game, for the raids, and for the community, and, you know, just being able to kind of play and have fun and overall hopefully enjoy your experience. But they they execute so well on, I think, on their design, especially on the content. But I've spent many a nights trying to get 7 other people to do the hard content, and sometimes that we've had a success and we've gone in and had fun and gotten clears. And other times, we've wasted all night. And so, from a content creation perspective and just my general mental health, I'm like, I love leveling. I love the game. I would love to see more. That's where parsing has been such a nice feature for me, even though it's not in game, so that I can kick back and think. oh yeah, challenge myself to try and be the best version of myself that I can be. Push my damage as far as I can go. Increase my mitigation, just so that I'm just trying to be like the best player that I can be in the game itself. Yeah, that makes any kind of sense. Where's my warrior? All right, this should complete the all of my relics. I have a relic per job. Do that. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, and then that weapon's already better. Do they even have that quest anymore? Yeah, I got everyone. Yay! Now I have no more use for poetics. Well, I wonder if we'll see that with 6.0. I know that we probably are definitely not going to see like the male and the female like versions of the different, But it'd be neat. It'd be neat if they continue to chip away at that. They said they would, but then we also said that we're gonna get summoner eggy glamours and systems like that. Okay, so Johnny says currently a mythic raider in progression. We don't have anything that is equivalent to the mythic kind of rating scene, M plus scene in this game, Johnny. You have Savage and Ultimate, which I guess Savage would be kind of your mythic. Ultimate is like this insane challenge. So if you're looking for a challenge, like that's the content that you'd be looking for. But yeah, like best thing I can say is just try it out. Try out the game for yourself. See if it's for you. There's nothing really lost if you give it a try. Especially if you end up liking it, with the new expansion here on the horizon, it's going to be an exciting time to be in the game itself. Your daughter is 3 and she is learning Final Fantasy XIV. Very nice. Me and Maddie have been playing around with this game from time to time. I need to spend some more time with her on her character too as well. Let her like run around and we can play some more. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. Let's see here. Oh yeah. I'm ready to go full Gundam with this age. You got that right. So, here's just some general thoughts of what I'm thinking about from guides, content, and the expansion itself. Like what kind of felt like I learned from Shadowbringers. Obviously, like there were some delays in some guides, controller-wise. I ended up taking a break, which I think was the right move for me, which was nice. But core piece of it, I would say. What I'm going to look to do is that probably going to start with Sage and essentially probably going to start with the 2 new jobs where in the past I've always done Summoner. And here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the 2 new jobs, and then essentially let you guys vote. And whatever y'all vote on, let's say I do the 2 new ones, and then y'all are like, hey Brian, level up Scholar, or something like that. What I'll end up sticking with is every healer within that ecosystem. So if you guys vote for a healer, then I'll stick and just finish off all the healers first. And then essentially the polls would end up being like, okay, now that I finished Scholar, do I do Astrologian or White Mage? And then y'all decide. But anyway, like at the core of it, like working down the role list. From there, would end up looking at it as a, like after the role, it just so then if you're like, oh, go with a like Black Mage, and then it's like same concept. Like I'd spend the rest of the time making sure all the casters are done and melees are done and things like that. So that's going to be my general strategy going forward. But I've actually never done the new jobs right away, which will be something that'll be new and interesting in my opinion. Yeah, I like the Scholar is like the fact that they took so much away, like just either split them out, or call it a day. Like, I don't know. There you go. Call that what it is. I mean, like, if you think about the fact that the Scholar doesn't have... They only share, like, Resurrection. Even they completely changed how Ruin works. I think, honestly, it just came down to the difficulty of fully splitting and going from there. Hey, alright, we got some YouTube subscribers. Don't know what the hell's up with notifications on YouTube. They like to come in bulk. But welcome, guys. Thanks for hitting subscribe over here on YouTube. We've got a crazy goal of trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. So by doing that, you're helping us out. Thank you. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Yeah, so I'm saying, like, it comes in bulk. It's so weird because it's like, I don't know, like, I think YouTube, I wonder if they're working on their API or if I have to change something up on my end, because I honestly don't know.
Who would have thought? Not me.
Oh, right, like, and that's where, like, when I look at what might have been at some point where you have Archer, man, how awesome would it have been if Archer went to Bard or to Ranger? Because it's like there could have, in another life, another game.
Look at us.
And thanks, Kevin, for hitting that subscribe button. And welcome to all the new subscribers. I don't know if you're here with us live, but if you are, say hello. Yeah, that's just, I think that's all in queue. That should be the last one. Yeah, like it's... Even at the beginning when like you had like stats that you could apply, and it's like, okay, they on Scholar Summoner, like it was so like, okay, this or this. I think it was an interesting idea, and in the end, like, could that be something that could have worked differently? Yeah, probably if they had enough time. But from a foundational perspective, them going through, like, I'm curious to see if Summoner and Scholar are fully just disconnected in the next expansion. If they're just like, yeah, those are two different jobs. Summoner is based off of Arcanist, and then you unlock like they just treat Scholar like a straight up job. I mean, that's basically what they're doing without doing it, but I do enjoy the shared XP loot, you know, pool, because that's just one less trip through the grind. I'm on PC. I'm actually on cloud PC. So what's happening right now, like if you guys look at the screen, you can see I'm actually streaming the game from Shadow PC. So the game is running not even where I'm at, somewhere here in some data center. Yeah, and so, yeah, it's pretty freaking solid. But yeah, I play with the controller as well. So if you have at least 35 megabits of bandwidth and no data cap, there's no latency. Like it's press and move. Like the thing is that what blew my mind and made me a real believer in cloud. Not that cloud is going to be the 100% future, but like for me, it works out a lot. Now I actually just got an ultra widescreen. So when my new PC comes in here in a week, I'll be playing Outriders in ultra wide mode. I'll be playing 14 in ultra wide, and I'll have to figure out how to lay out the thing so like that it's capturing the information that is pertinent for a stream or something like that. But no, yeah, there's no latency with cloud. Like I mean, and when I say none, like there's no perceivable latency that you're going to sit here and do this. And how do I know this? I play Destiny 2. On PC with a controller, and I crush. I'm dead because I got cocky. So it's like if I can sit here and compete against a mouse and keyboard player who's on on PC, and I can beat them in a shooter. There you go. It's instant. It's instant press. Now, is it going to be something like what cloud won't do right now is 120 frames a second. What it won't do, there's certain things won't do ultra widescreen, things like that. But no, yeah, I think it's an incredible solution. I was playing Gears 5, and I was playing on a laptop that could never in its life run a video game, but it ran Gears 5 in ultra settings because Gears was in the cloud, and I was able to kick back, relax, and have a really good time. And afterwards. So I played 4 hours. I think I had the day. I was just hanging out, playing Gears 5, and played for 4 hours. And at the end of the day, I checked my PC, which I was would never run the game, but it was gorgeous. It was just a great experience. And it used maybe 10% of my battery. And I was like, this is awesome. This is awesome. People are like, oh, yeah, my $6,000 PC does that. Oh, good for you, man. It's good for you. But now, cloud is going to be something that elevates gaming in a very meaningful way, because the problem that a lot of people don't realize is from a developer's perspective, you have to make something that, I can't make a game, if I'm a developer, that will only run on a $5,000 machine. I'm not going to sell many copies of that game. I'm going to go broke. There's a business reality. As the internet, not ready today, so don't think of me saying in 2021 Brian said everything's going to be perfect. No, not at all. But what will end up happening with this, because this is just a PC in the cloud, and there's other kinds of services, all of a sudden everybody has access to that at a very affordable or even free cost. So with GeForce Now, with Shadow PC, with I don't know what the hell Stadia is doing. The fact they closed down first party, it doesn't concern me the way I think it should, but they really have to. They got to show us what the hell they're doing, because at the end of the day, I don't know what they're up. But Stadia, by far, from a cloud platform and processing, is the best. It's the best service that exists. But we'll have to ultimately wait and see. I'm gonna die. Is this a glitch? Alright, either way. Alright. There it goes. We went down. But what it will do is it will allow developers to have and make games that couldn't run unless you had a nice PC. So people can have nice PCs, but then they can say, well, like, you can just buy that game and you can play and stream it and things like that, and then you're good to go. What was only 2,000? Yeah. See you, Vigo. So Very Medium says, Brian, do you think more job and ability identity a la Final Fantasy XI would be good for 14? 100%. However, that is coupled with the question, like, do I think it would happen? Unfortunately, no. I really like having the special abilities like within Boja. So just that level of choice ends up just giving me a little bit of excitement that I really find better. And then no news on Xbox, but back to the like 11 kind of side of things. I think that would add a lot of depth to the game. However, at this point, like, that would be such a foundational shift in the game's design that's where, if it ever does happen, it would be really exciting. I think there'll be still people who would bow down and worship a certain meta of the game, and that's only natural because that's what happens. You know, people like to try to sit here. What was the developers? If given the opportunity, gamers will optimize the fun out of every game or any game. But at the core of it, I really think that would be something very kind of a nice fresh take on the game itself, on how you can kind of build and identify your characters. But that being said, I'm not having that expectation. If they don't do it, I'm going to still play the game and enjoy the story and have fun. And if they did do it, I would be ecstatic. I know it would be a lot of fun to see what they could do, what we could do with that at the point. But I could see something more or less happening like in the future, where if they ever did like here's a new starting point for the story, you know, here's a new engine or something like that, you know, 14.2 picks up and goes from there. You think Xbox will announce 14 on Xbox, or will Square Enix? I guess at the point, like, it would make sense that if there was going to be an Xbox announcement, it would come from them. However, I'm very frustrated that they didn't have anything this weekend on that. Let me see if I kind of talk about it more from a kind of how a feelings perspective, but let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Let me pull it up in a different browser. You know, because like typically with the Fan Fest where they do where they turn on pre-orders, that's where they tell you the platform. So the fact that like there's no pre-orders open yet for it, you can start to think some hope, but I don't know. Like when they had the PS5 and they had this big ass blank spot, like I was like, oh, is that happening? And then it's like, oh, beta for the for the game. I was like, well, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. There's no reason it can't come to the Xbox, but we wait. So I mean, there's a business side of behind the scenes that we don't have insight into, but there's no like this game won't run on it. That no Xbox Live Gold wouldn't be required. Like crossplay wouldn't be an issue anymore. Like all these things have been worked on, and even Yoshi P and Phil Spencer seem to have a semi-decent relationship, and hopefully we'll bring the game to it. Anyway, if you want to get more of my thoughts on an Xbox client, I have posted that video over on Ginger Gaming Radio. Would love it if you guys subscribe over there. That's kind of where we've been posting our podcasts in full, and also just general thoughts and gaming news. You'll find it a very familiar work to game feel, as opposed to Ginger Prime. Like they're like Ginger Prime and Ginger Gaming Radio are two different aesthetic, like in presentation. So yeah, hopefully you guys like that. But yeah, Ginger Gaming Radio would have more of that old work to game feel, and then Ginger Prime has like a more game focus on it. Like I focus more on gameplay and visuals. It could be Sony. I wouldn't put it past them. Sony is they're shrewd. They're good with business. You know, they have they invest in their studios. They invest. They put the time more than not just the money, but I think it's the time to let their first party really come out and shine. And that, I mean, you cannot fault them for that, right? Like, you cannot sit here and talk about it. The third party stuff is where I get really annoyed, and I get annoyed when Microsoft did it back in the day, and that Sony's doing it now. Like, I don't like it. Locking people out of a mode in Call of Duty for a year. Like, it's a yearly franchise. Like, come on. It's very business first, not gamer first, in my opinion. But I'm happy and thrilled, like, how PS5 is doing. And if you've been able to get one, awesome. I wasn't able to get a PS5, and I decided after it kept saying it was in my cart and failing, and after trying and trying, and then eventually, like, okay, I don't need it today, so what am I getting it for? And then I was like, well, you know, 16 is coming to PS5. Maybe this will be the first time I get a console that's themed off of a game. I've always wanted them, but I've never had the money or the ability to justify getting a special edition console, because it's like, I'm a gamer. Like, I would save up and I would go get the system. So by the time they would do the special console promos, I already had it. So it's like, could never justify doing that. Genshin is a little bit of a weird bird because you can crossplay, but they lock your character on that platform. And I guess it has to do with where you spend the money. And it's weird because Destiny in a way solves this with their cross save system. If you buy their premium currency, like, it's only on that platform. I haven't bought the currency, but I got some as a part of like a pre-order bonus or something. But when I log in, it's only on that like PC client. When I go to like Stadia or Xbox, that silver is not there. And it's like, that's fine because it's related to their ecosystem. Now, I think at the moment, they're like, the reason why we don't see Xbox and Final Fantasy XIV, I think it has to do more with the business, not with patching. Like, all those are easily solved problems, especially when you talk about volume of, like, let's say you brought in like 300,000, new subscribers. It's like, okay, we can hire this one guy to make sure all that's done. However, yeah, like, I would, if it slowed it down, if it basically was like, hey, yeah, you're 14. Instead of every 3.5 to 4 months, it's now 6 months because it's on Xbox. And I say, just keep it off of F Xbox at that point. Like, that's not necessarily worth it. Like, I see the pros, but all it is within the gaming side of things is pure speculation as to why it's not there now. Especially because we've been told it's coming. Yoshi P says he wants it. Phil Spencer says it's on its way. Just sign the contract. Phil, write the check. Come on. I don't think we even need this, but I'm just going to go and take it. I mean, it runs Windows, so at the end of the day, oh, dadgummit, I died. I fell off the Genshin train a little bit. Not that I wasn't having fun with it. I was just kind of like, yeah, like when it comes to Nintendo, like I think they just started adding controller support for the mobile, so maybe I'll go kind of check that out and play again, because I tried to like, oh yeah, I can take my character play on mobile, but it's like I struggle with mobile games. Like, I'd stream a game, so I would stream 14 via Shadow, I'd stream Cyberpunk via Stadia. It's like, okay. Like, I have no problem with that. Like, that's a little bit more comfortable, but I'm also on a controller. I'm such a weird gamer. Like, it's like, that is my test. Can I play it with a controller? No? You let me know. Okay. Like, same thing with Guild Wars 2. Like, I think I would play more Guild Wars 2 if I could play it on a controller. And it's weird that I can't, because it feels like it's a game that would be perfect for it. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know. It really frustrated me that we didn't get an Xbox announcement or an update. You know, hey guys, like. But I guess if the ink's still trying to dry, if there's issues, like, you know, hey, yeah, it turns out, because Microsoft, let's say Microsoft's making it a requirement that you use DirectX 12. Well, that would be some development time on the totalitarian piece of the game itself, right? Yeah, Jerem, controller is better. Controller players do it longer. I'm sorry that you didn't get mail via Xanders, but just note you never were. At least not yet. Like, it's that amount of work. No. I'm honestly surprised, based off of just the trajectory, that we're actually getting two jobs. And it was interesting, like no mention of Beastmaster or Limited. So I'm wondering, especially with Ultimate, if we will see that. Like there's no there's no easy pill to say, hey, Ultimate's delayed, but by the way, Beastmaster, Limited. Oh yeah, we know Limited's super popular. You know, it's like the even though I'm Blue Mage and this is a lot of fun, it's just a different way of playing the game, but it's still restricted. And so I think it's probably like, if they're not going to just ninja drop Beastmaster on us, like, yeah, like, it makes sense that with everything, maybe it got delayed as well. And with that, there's no point in telling somebody that so far out, where in terms of Ultimate, you know, everybody was expecting that it'd be in 555. Beastmaster might link to... Dude, Sanctuary Island is like, when Julie saw that, she's like, I might actually come back and play 14 again. I was like, that'd be great. It'd make it a lot easier if it was on Xbox. Because we don't have a PlayStation anymore. I was going to get that 5, but couldn't get one. Alright, I was like, why did they all get hit? I was like, I was right in that too. Well, it's also the fact that you got the minions, and if you can kind of have them out and about. I'm really curious to see how that looks and works. But obviously they talked about farming coming with Shadowbringers, and we haven't seen that. So it's like, I'm wondering if that was content that ended up not making it because of COVID, and then they're like, let's make that a new feature of the expansion. Because they really didn't show it off. They only talked about it. You know, honestly, that would be a very unique and interesting collaboration. For sure. You think, like, wait, all bets on the melee being Corsair at this point? Oh, man, I don't think so. I don't know how you get that from a Reaper shirt. Oh, look at that. Crit. He froze me. Or he froze somebody else. So yeah, the Templars is the other theory that would be good, because we did see Sam Raimi become Samurai, so that's pretty clever in that regards. We also did eventually get a Blue Mage, so you never know. So Templar, like the popular ones that I've seen out of if I was gonna pick top 3, Templar, Judge, or like a Necro Reaper or something like that nature. Templar is just a holy dragoon. Fight me. Pirate cutlass with a gun. A pirate, yeah. Like when you think about it in the terms of skull and crossbones, pirates. Oh, Templar as a melee support? That would be fascinating. You know, in that way, because we're like, yeah, you up close and personal heal, but also kind of in the DPS kind of the category. I like how you think. Oh yeah. Jeff, it's not Templar. Thanks everyone. It was fun to see you around. Alright. Alright guys, I am exhausted. I'm sure that man, the last several 24 hours have been insane. Lots of things moving, lots of things going on. I really appreciate y'all hanging out here with me as I just kind of grind up some things. Thanks so much, Apolium, for the Twitch follow. Thanks everybody for the YouTube follows. Really appreciate the support. Love you guys. Hopefully, hey, what's up, JWDD channel? How's it going? Berserker could also be, I think, a good option in that regards. Anyway, I'm exhausted. Oh man, this is fun. I'll have to do some more streaming this week, and we can hang out and talk about all the cool theories and whatnot for the future of Final Fantasy. Anyway, y'all have a good one.